Derek Dooley inherited a Tennessee program that was reeling in the wake of Lane Kiffin's sudden departure after just 13 months on the job. Kiffin created more controversy than he did anything else, and that was before an exit which ended up giving the 41-year-old Dooley both the opportunity and challenge of a lifetime. What did you find when you arrived here, considering all that had happened before you got here?
Where do I begin is the better question. You know, it's probably unique to any situation that anybody's ever been through in college football, because you had a program that had such great stability and such great tradition of winning, and then all of a sudden the change that had happened over the last 18 months, having 3 new coaches in 18 months, it was in a bit of a mess. And I think, though, we were able to get our hands around the program and settle everybody down, because it was unique. The fans here, who have been so supportive and they're so used to stability, had now been thrown into a little bit of a chaos state.
What was the biggest challenge right out of the gate, the fans or the players?
Well, no, it was actually recruiting, because when I got the job, we only had 2 weeks left in recruiting, and I knew everything I did those next 2 weeks would really impact the program the next 4 years. So it was very important to me to put everything else on hold and put all our attention on signing the best class we could possibly get. And I was real proud of the work our coaches did down the stretch. We ended up with a very good class, and I'm anxious to see them when they get here in the fall.
And then when you did have time to focus on the team that was still here, what was your biggest challenge with the players who were coming back after all they had been through?
Well, I think the real word is trust. You have a lot of these young men who now had a real breach in trust by an institution and by a coach. And whether it was right, wrong, fair, or unfair, it didn't matter. That was the circumstance. So it wasn't a situation where they were going to come in and really embrace the new coach. And I told the team, I'm never going to ask them to trust me, because I think that's got to be done over time. And I've been real pleased with how they've embraced new ideas. And, you know, these young men are resilient.
As you move towards your first season, what do you think your team's going to be like?
Well, you know, it starts with a tremendous amount of inexperience. And the fact of the matter is that, given what's happened over the last 2 years, has resulted into an incredible amount of attrition. It's probably resulted into not as good a recruiting classes as this program can have with a lot of stability. And so we enter the season with a lot of unknowns and a lot of youth. And that's okay. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. But it's kind of like I said, we're going to be running out there with our diapers on, but we better make sure we don't wet our pants.
Because at Tennessee, patience does not often include seeing its team taking baby steps.